Good afternoon or morning for our West Coast folks. Thank you for joining us for our January webinar, Mastering Conference Prep Tips for a Successful Event Experience at the 2026 National Small Business Conference. This webinar is for those who are interested in the event or are already registered attendees. Whether you're a seasoned conference attendee or new to this year, we have everything you need, including some Q&A at the end. Today's speaker will be myself, Tara Knuckleby, and Brianna Callender. So first, let's go over our event highlights. This year, we're expecting around 2,500 attendees. There will be 2 days of matchmaking. We have over 160 booths in our exhibit hall. That's our largest yet. We're looking at over 250 federal representatives, and we're seeing businesses from all 50 states. We also have some stats here. 45% of those attending are CEOs and presidents, 30% federal agencies, 25% resources and products, 10% are large primes, and 5% have indicated other. First, we'll talk about our conference agenda and what to expect on site. You can also find the full agenda on our website with timing, but that's on our next slide. So you'll see this is just an overview. So on Sunday, we have conference registration, exhibitor move-in, and matchmaking registration. That's going to be from 3 to 6 p.m. On Monday, we will have conference registration opening in the morning, exhibitor move-in in the morning, and in the afternoon, we'll have the exhibit hall will open, meet the experts, breakout sessions, and in the evening, we have our VIP reception. On Tuesday, we have our conference registration will open first thing in the morning, along with our matchmaking registration. We'll have breakfast in the morning. The exhibit hall will open general session in the morning, and then we'll break for a networking lunch. Following, we'll have matchmaking breakout sessions, and then the networking reception, which will be in the exhibit hall. On Wednesday, it's going to mimic the same day as Tuesday. So we'll have general session in the morning and breakout sessions in the afternoon, along with matchmaking. As I mentioned, you can find the full agenda on our website. If you just go to n8asbc.org/agenda, there you can find all of our timing, session titles, speakers, speaker bios, headshots. So feel free to go ahead and take a look at that for a more detailed version of the agenda and what to expect. The registration and information desk will open on Sunday, January 25th at 3 p.m. Registration will be taking place in the volunteer lobby. We'll go over the floor plan here shortly. Registration should be your first stop at the event, as you'll need your name badge to enter all conference programming, including the breakout sessions, general session, matchmaking, exhibit hall, and receptions. We will have some meals provided during the conference. Monday, we'll have light snacks and drinks, but no dedicated meals. Tuesday, we'll have breakfast from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., lunch from 12 to 1:15 p.m., and a reception with light bites and drinks in the exhibit hall from 5 to 7 p.m. Your drink tickets will be attached to your name badge. So again, you'll want to make sure you have your name badge for that reception. On Wednesday, we'll also be serving breakfast from 7:45 to 8:45 a.m. and lunch from 12 to 1:15. All dinners will be on your own for the conference. So now let's take a look at the floor plan. The Gaylord Opryland is a very, very large property, both a large resort and convention center. You'll see that the hotel lobby where you check in for your room is going to be in that bottom left corner where you see registration in the teal area. That is where you check in for your room. And then in the far right corner is where the convention center is. We'll be in the volunteer section and Davidson section. Which is in the top right over here. So we'll go over the meeting space as well. Our meeting space is nicely stacked on top of each other across 3 levels. Level 0, which is going to be the exhibit hall. Level 2, which is where you can find registration, general session, meet the experts, 1 breakout room, and matchmaking. And then the remaining breakout rooms will be all on the mezzanine level above general session. So we'll have plenty of signage to help you navigate your way through. We'll also have these maps on site for everybody to pick up. So it'll be super easy. We'll also be having some wayfinding folks that will help us throughout. So it should be relatively easy to find the meeting space once you make it over to the Volunteer and Davidson area. Next, we'll go over the exhibit hall. For those exhibitors that are on the call today, you should have received a shipping reminder earlier this week. We'll also be sending out a logistics email and additional exhibitor information that will be useful for you on site. Here you can find the exhibit hall hours. So you'll see that setup will be on Sunday, January 25th from 3 to 6 p.m. and Monday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's imperative that you take the time to set up during those hours. We will have a limited time for any late shipments that do come in. So the exhibit hours are going to be Monday from 1 to 5:15, Tuesday 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Breakdown will be from 4 to 7 p.m. We do ask that all exhibitors wait until that 4 p.m. mark to break down their booths. And here you'll find the exhibit hall layout. You can also find this on our website with the full exhibitor list. As I mentioned before, this is the largest exhibit hall that we've had to date. We also will be having some of our meals down in the exhibitor area. The conference app. So we will be launching the app very, very soon. In the app, you can bookmark sessions, speakers, exhibitors, create a personal agenda. You can search for exhibitors or speakers and sessions. You can connect with speakers and other attendees that have opted into the app, and you can view the conference's detailed agenda. To download the conference app sponsored by Uninet, you can go to the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, and search the app name N8A Events. Once downloaded, as I mentioned, it's not fully live, so you can download the event, but you will not be able to enter the event. So you'll be able to see some limited information, but we'll be, as we're finalizing a few of the pieces on the back end of the system, we'll be receiving you, as an attendee, you'll be receiving an email with the final formal invitation to download the app. So next, I will pass it over to Brianna to go over matchmaking.
Perfect. Thank you, Tara. I'm going to review our matchmaking for the 2026 National Small Business Conference. You can see that our matchmaking registration desk, our info desks do mimic very closely to our conference registration desk, just in a different location. So we do have that taking place starting Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. It's going to be right outside of the Davidson Ballroom, which we are calling the Davidson Foyer. On Monday, we do have our info desk open from 7 to 5:15. And then Tuesday does kick off our official matchmaking windows. So we're going to have that registration desk open from 7 to 5:15. So through the duration of matchmaking, if you do have any specific questions regarding your appointments, please feel free to see our staffers at those desks and they will be happy to assist you. Matchmaking is going to be taking place on Tuesday from 1:30 to 5 inside the Davidson Ballroom. And then moving into our final day, Wednesday, January 28th, we'll have shorter registration hours that day, starting at 8 a.m. to 3:45. And then our matchmaking is a little bit shorter as well on that day, with it starting us off at 1:30 and ending at 3:45. For matchmaking registration, during your conference registration, you had the option to select into matchmaking. It was one of our final questions. You had the option to select yes into matchmaking and then indicate if you were a buyer or supplier. You were also prompted during your conference registration to complete additional questions regarding certifications and specific organizational details. If you have not received this information and you have opted into matchmaking during your conference registration, please reach out to our matchmaking team and we'd be happy to assist you there. Also, if you would like to make any changes, if you remember back saying that you selected no, but you would like to opt in, please also feel free to reach us at matchmaking@national8association.org. Any suppliers registering for the event after our January 16th deadline will unfortunately not receive pre-scheduled appointments, but they can visit the matchmaking info desk during our registration hours. And we have a specific line queue for late registered attendees without scheduled appointments. And you can check to see if there are any available appointments, and we can see if we can get you scheduled in any of our open slots. For our suppliers, we do have a few recommendations in terms of setting yourself up success for your matchmaking meetings. We do recommend you bring a copy of your meeting appointments. Those are going to get sent out 1 week prior to the conference. Any business cards or capability statements, and then any additional marketing materials. You don't need to check in for your meetings at the information desk any of those days that were open or prior to your meeting unless you have any specific schedule changes and or a cancellation. We do ask that you arrive at least 10 minutes prior to your meeting. We do have a confirmed appointments queue that you will line up in. Our team will be making announcements regarding instructions on when we will be opening the doors and getting meetings started. We will also be handing out then a buyer table listing so you're able to get an idea of the location of the buyer that you're meeting with, and you can find them directly into the room. We'll also have staffers throughout the matchmaking room as well, being able to point you in that right direction. We do have a few announcements that are made throughout your matchmaking sessions. We just ask you kind of keep an eye on those in the back of your head while meeting with the buyers. This will help you wrap up any conversations that you need in a timely manner without getting that strict deadline cut off when matchmaking meetings have ended. We do ask if you have back-to-back meetings to exit the room and line back up in the confirmed appointments queue. We do give our buyers a 5-minute break, and we really want to be able to give them that privacy during that window. So we do ask that you exit the room and line back in up in our confirmed appointments queue again. For buyers, we do ask you to arrive about 30 minutes prior to your meeting schedule start time. On your specific days, we will also be sending those schedules out 1 week prior to the conference, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Each buyer will also be assigned a table number, and you'll also be able to find those directly with in our buyer listing or from any of our staff. We will also inform you of your table number prior to the conference when you get your schedule, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And then also on each table, each buyer will have an iPad with their appointment information and all the organizations that they're meeting with. So you have that kind of as your guide throughout the day. We do also ask that you keep in mind of the announcements that are occurring in front of the room. This will help you wrap up any of those conversations so we don't run over and we can stay on track. I'm going to pass it back to Tara to review our Meet the Expert sessions.
Great, thank you. So on Monday afternoon, we will be having Meet the Experts. Confirmation emails, if you have selected a session, were sent on January 12th. If you requested meetings but did not receive a schedule, please contact us at events@national8association.com or .org. As a reminder, the Meet the Experts is a round table session. We will have 10 tables with rounds of 10 with 10 experts every hour and all of those are pre-selected. So we sent out an email a few weeks ago for folks to sign up for the expert that they would like to meet with. So again, you should have received your sessions on Monday, but if you did not receive them, please contact us. Those will be taking place in the Davidson breakout 1 and 2. So that's going to be over by matchmaking. And as a reminder, matchmaking will not be on Monday. So then those sessions again are 1 hour sessions. So 1 to 2 p.m., 2:30 to 3:30, and 4 to 5. All right, just wanted to double check if anybody had any questions. Let's see. It looks like somebody had a specific question to one of their Meet the Experts roundtable sessions. So we will reach out to them individually. And as a reminder, registration is still open. So if you have not registered for the event, we would highly recommend registering before you get on site. We will have on-site registration where you can purchase tickets there. We will also have daily tickets to have if you prefer to come only one day or 2 days, depending on your schedule. That is something that we can accommodate on site. But if you're planning on attending the event for all 3 days, we really would recommend registering before you get on site. This will just help streamline the process. It'll make it much faster. And let's see what else. Um, we have a couple questions. Just curious how to become an expert for Meet the Expert for future conferences. So, our experts are generally selected through our speaker abstracts. So, what we generally do is when we ask for speaker abstracts, we review those. For those that are selected for the sessions, those have been set aside for that. And then we also continue to review those to see which experts maybe have different, we try to really keep it a rounded session. So we have, a marketing track, a mentor protege, really try to keep it so that there's a little bit of everything. So we highly recommend that you submit abstracts if you're looking for access to becoming an expert. Another question, can a colleague visit the exhibit area without having a registration? No, unfortunately, all of the meeting space that we have, including the exhibit hall, is going to require you to have a pass. And we do not sell any exhibit hall only passes, only full conference. Will speakers get their specific time for Meet the Experts? Yes, you should have received that. So we'll make sure that we do a follow-up. Let's see. First time attendee. I'm assuming exhibit hall is a good opportunity to pass out and receive business cards. Can we pass out our capability statements to booths as well? Yes, absolutely. If you have capability statements along with you, we definitely recommend making your way down to the exhibit hall and meeting with all of the different exhibitors. Of course, networking is one of the largest part of this event. So we would recommend instead of just going and dropping capability statements, but having those conversations and passing out those capability statements. Let's see. For those of you that did not receive a schedule on January 12th for Meet the Experts, again, please reach out to our team at events@national8association.org and we will be able to assist you. If you are not staying at the Gaylord, what is the easiest route to reach the convention center? Um, I I believe you can enter through there should be signage on site that will lead you directly to the convention center. I know there's the Magnolia Portico, which is not in our section, but it has a really, really easy walkway to get right to the volunteer lobby where our event will be taking place. When will the app be going live? The app will be going live early next week. We'll send out that information will be in your Know Before You Go, which will have other attendee information. Included in that information is going to be where the registration / check-in desk is, where the information desk is, and other attendee information to help you have a successful event. Let's see. Can you mention some of the companies and agencies attending this year? So we do post all of our agencies and primes on our website. So if you go to our website and you go to n8asbc.org/agencies-primes, you will find all of the confirmed agencies and the primes that have registered for the event. Will you be sending out the attendee list? We do not send out our attendee list. Those are reserved for our high level sponsors. Let's see. We will receive a badge and lanyard upon check-in with our name and company to display. Yes. So at check-in, what you'll do is you'll go up to a kiosk. We'll have 8 different kiosks available. You'll walk up, you'll enter in your information, so your first and last name, and then your name badge will print. We will have lanyards on site. We will also have ribbons for them. So whether you're an 8A, Hub Zone, or different certifications or different pieces, we'll have a bunch of different fun ribbons that you can put on your badges. All right, another question. Networking breakfast and lunch is included for free. It's included with your registration fee. So as long as you are registered for the event and you have a name badge, you will have access to the networking breakfast and lunch and the reception. But again, the dinners are on own, but we will provide breakfast and lunch on Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, we have, let's see, a question here. Can you scan the badge from your phone? So I'm not sure if this person is referring to the exhibitor leads, but the way that we have our exhibitor leads, if you're an exhibitor, we'll be sending out directions on how to access those. The leads are free, but you'll actually be scanning essentially app to app. There's QR codes in everybody's app, so you'll scan them app to app, and then, or you can enter them in manually straight through the app. The app is also really nice because it'll automatically create reports that you can easy download so that everybody that's in your exhibit booth can just receive the same report with everybody that they met with at the conference. All right. Do we have any other questions? I see we've started to slow them down again. I'll go to the next slide here. But if you need any additional information, we have a number of different inboxes that you can reach us at. If you have any questions regarding membership and membership discounts, please reach out to membership at. If you have matchmaking specific questions, please reach out to matchmaking at. If you are a speaker, please reach out to info at. And if you have just generalized events questions, please reach out to events at. You can also reach us directly via phone at 202-286-0557. A few other questions. Matchmaking sessions are only about 10 minutes. Yes, they are 10-minute sessions. Is the webinar being recorded? Yes, we will be recording this webinar and we'll be posting it on our website. So we'll send that out either later today or first thing tomorrow morning. All right, I'll give the last few questions just a minute or so. All right, it doesn't look like we have any other additional questions. But again, if something comes up, if you're curious about anything, we are here to help you and your experience on site. So please do not hesitate to reach out to us at one of these email addresses, and we will reach back out to you. If you're on site, the best way to get in contact with us is definitely going to be at our information desk, which will be in the volunteer lobby. We will be monitoring the emails, but at a limited capacity as we'll be on site. So definitely recommend visiting us. Another thing that I wanted to add in here, if you have been invited to the VIP reception, you will also need to pick up your VIP wristband. You'll be receiving an email on logistical information on where to pick up your wristband and where to meet for that VIP reception for the transportation. But please pick up that wristband before you head over to Broadway. We have one question on matchmaking. I'll let Brianna answer that one.
Yes, I'm going to reach out to you directly to discuss this question in further detail.
Okay, I do not see any other questions here in the chat, but thank you everybody for your time today. We're really, really looking forward to the event in less than 2 weeks. Again, if you need anything, we are here to help, and we are super excited, and we'll see you guys all soon. Thank you so much.